Boys and girls, this is Miss Ridgway from Cumberland at Home Summer Edition. I am so excited to do this lesson with you all today. The title of our lesson is What Makes a Sentence? If you look in your packet, you'll see a piece of paper and the title at the very top reads, What Makes a Sentence? The first word starts with a W, uppercase W. So go ahead and find that paper in your packet. This is going to tell you all of your instructions, all the materials that you will need for this activity. I'll give you some time to find that. I think this is going to be a very good lesson for us. Awesome. I'm glad you found your instructions. So the next thing you're going to need is your index cards. This is going to be for the challenge, so I'm super excited about having these with us. So if you find these in your packet, there are some index cards in a packet. Just open it up and have a few just sitting out waiting for you. The other thing you're going to need is our handy dandy pencil. You're also going to need a piece of paper. Now, here comes the fun part. All the different shapes of all the different words that you have in your packet. So if you look right after your what makes the sentence directions, there should be sheets of papers with words on them. One of the papers have the title Who Cards. They're in the shape of a rectangle, horizontal rectangle. You're going to cut out all of these words so that you have them in a pile with all of your Who cards. Go ahead and find your Who cards and go ahead and cut them out. After you cut out your Who cards, you're going to look for the sheet of paper that has What cards at the top. It is titled What Cards at the Top. These words are in the shape of a circle or maybe even an oval. Make sure those are cut out as well. So far, boys and girls, we have Who cards that are shaped in a horizontal rectangle. Make sure those are cut out. We also have What cards that are the shape of an oval or a circle. Make sure those are cut out as well. Once you've cut those out, there should be another sheet that is titled Action Words. The action words are in the shape of a rhombus. Be sure to cut those out as well. Your next sheet should say Function and Punctuation cards. These are also shaped in a smaller rectangle. Boys and girls, after you found all of those sheets, I want you to cut each shape out so that way you can see one word on each shape. And then I want you to make sure they're all separated into separate piles so they don't get mixed up. I have my What cards over here, all of my circles and ovals. I have all of my Who cards together. I have all of my Action cards together. And I have all of my Function and Punctuation cards together. So, while you're cutting those out, I want you to be very careful when you're cutting and make sure none of your letters or your words get cut out. And if you do, just ask a parent to help you tape them back together so that way you can see the whole word. I know you're doing a great job cutting those out and sorting them. We learned that in our last lesson about sorting. So make sure they're sorted in the correct piles with the correct words. All right, boys and girls, while you're still cutting, let's discuss. What makes a sentence? What are some of the things that make a sentence? Is it that you have to have letters in your sentence? Is it that you have to have different color letters in your sentence? Is it that your whole sentence has to have all the letters in the alphabet? No, you're right. None of those are what makes a sentence. What makes a sentence is having an uppercase letter at the beginning of the sentence, a capital letter. You have punctuation at the end, which can either be a period, an exclamation mark, a question mark at the end. Now, also, a sentence needs to have a part, a naming part, a who or what. Who is the sentence talking about? What is the sentence talking about? So your sentence must have a who or what. Another part of the sentence is an action. Who or what are they doing? The action part. What a person or thing is doing. So far we said you need to have a capital letter at the beginning, punctuation at the end, a who or what, and an action. What or who or what are they doing? Sometimes sentences also need function words. Function words are what make the sentence make sense. Those words can be very small little words, but those little words make a world of difference in a sentence. So, they may not have many small words, but one small word can make a difference in a sentence. So, boys and girls, let's go over this again. What makes a sentence? Capital letter at the beginning, punctuation at the end, action words. Who or what are we talking about in the sentence or writing about in the sentence? And sometimes we need function words to make the sentence sound better and make more sense. Now that we've discussed what is a sentence and what makes a sentence, let's go ahead and go back to our cards that we cut out. We got our who cards, we got our what cards, we got our action cards. So what I want you to do, I'm going to move my directions out of the way because I don't need those right now. I want you to take your what cards, your who cards, and your action cards and put them in front of you. So put a pile of your who cards, put a pile of your action cards, and then put a pile of your what cards. So first you should have your who, then you should have your action cards, then you should have your what cards. We got all of those together, boys and girls? Now, what's tricky about this is we're going to flip these cards over. So I'm going to start with my who cards, make sure they're stacked very nicely. I'm going to flip them over face down so that I don't see the words. But I'm going to keep my who little part and I'm going to put that at the top so I know that that's the who. I'm going to do the same thing with my action words. I'm going to pile those together nicely, stack them. Make sure all my rhombus are going the right direction. And then I'm going to put them face down as well so I don't see the words. I'm going to put them right there and I'm going to put my action words right on top. Same thing with my what cards. Those are the oval ones. I'm going to take those, pile them together, put them face down on my table, put my what sign over so that I know. Now, your function and punctuation cards are a little bit different. You can actually put these face up so that we can see the words. And I want you to put those beside you so that you can see them. The first word we have is a. We have he. We have a period. Going to need that because a sentence always needs punctuation at the end. We have the. We have in. Ooh, the again. But what is the difference between the last the and this one? Well, this one has an uppercase letter. So it's still a function word, but it might be something that we might use at the beginning of a sentence because remember we talked about the beginning of a sentence starts with an uppercase letter. We have at, my, his, on, this, and her. So all of those words should be face up so that you can see the words and placed right beside you so that you can have them for you. So those are our function and punctuation cards. Alrighty, boys and girls. So we're going to get ready to make some sentences because that's what our lesson is all about. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to flip one of my who cards. The first who card I got was bear. The action word that I received was ate. Bear ate. Okay. The next word I have is dinner. So I now have a who, an action, and a what. Who is bear, action is ate, what is dinner? Now, would it make sense if I said bear ate dinner? Well, it sounds okay, but I think we can make it better by looking at our function and punctuation cards. So I'm going to look over here. I think I'm going to start with the uppercase letter at the beginning. So I'm going to start with the bear. So far that's sounding good. Let's start with our function word, bear, our who card, ate, our action card, dinner. The bear ate dinner. Sounding pretty good so far, but I think I'm going to add another function card. The bear ate. What could I use at the end of our sentence that could be a punctuation or function card? The bear ate dinner. I think I need a period at the end. Here's my period. The bear ate dinner, period. I think that we have a good sentence, boys and girls. The is our function word. Bear is our who word. Ate is our action word. Dinner is our what word. And then our period is our punctuation. Now that I have all the parts of my sentence, I'm going to write my sentence down with my pencil and my paper. I'm going to write it exactly what it says. The bear ate dinner. Period. I wrote exactly what I needed to write. That is exactly what I pulled my cards to do. The bear ate dinner. Well, I pretty much enjoy this game and I enjoy this lesson. So let's do another one. I'm going to put my period back over in the function and punctuation cards. I'm going to put my the back over there as well because I can use those again. Now, as far as bear ate dinner, I'm going to go ahead and put those to the side because I probably won't use those again. So let's do this again, boys and girls. Pay very close attention. This time I'm going to go a little bit slower so that way you can really do this as I'm going as well. So remember, we have our who pile, our action pile, our what pile. Then we have our function and punctuation cards. So you ready to do this with me? Awesome. I knew you would be. All right, everybody, go ahead and pull a who card. I got cat. What did you get? Now I'm going to choose an action word. You choose one too. Remember, those are the ones that look like a rhombus. Cooked. That's the word that I got for my action word. What word did you get? Awesome. Now I'm going to pick a what card. That is the one that looks like an oval or a circle. Bark. Oh, I'm sorry, park. So I have cat, cooked, park. You go ahead and read your who card, your action card, and your what card out loud and see if that makes sense. Is that what makes a sentence? I'm going to read mine again. Cat, cooked, park. This definitely is not going to make a good sentence. It doesn't make sense. So what could I do to make this make sense? Well, let's try to use some of our function and punctuation cards. I want you to do the same. See if you are able to find some function and punctuation cards that make your sentence make sense. Remember, your sentence needs to have an uppercase letter at the beginning, punctuation at the end, some function words to help it make sense, a who or what, and an action word. Go ahead, boys and girls, and see if you can make your sentence make sense by using your function and punctuation cards. This cat cooked in the park. All right, boys and girls, I'm working hard over here. I hope you are as well. And remember, even if your sentences are a little silly, it's okay. It's all fun when you're learning. So even if they are a little silly, as long as they have all the things that make the sentence make sense, then it is perfectly fine. All right, boys and girls, I'm going to read my sentence to you now. It says, this cat cooked in the park. Period. Boys and girls, that's a pretty silly sentence if you ask me. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write it on my paper, and then I'm going to put a circle around it because it's a silly sentence. So if you have any silly sentences that you write down, go ahead and circle them because you can notify yourself and you have the note on that it is a silly sentence by circling it. Go ahead and write your sentence on your piece of paper and your pencil with your pencil. Make sure it says exactly what the cards that you used, and you can use the words to spell the words correctly on your paper. Don't forget your punctuation at the end. All right, boys and girls, well, I have my sentence written here. It says, this cat cooked in the park. And I have it circled because it's a silly sentence. And I make sure to have my period at the end and my uppercase letter at the beginning. Boys and girls, you are going to take the time to do this a few more times so that all of your cards are complete out of each pile. The who cards, the action cards, and the what cards. Keep turning them over and making some good sentences. And make sure they make sense by using your function and punctuation cards. Now, I know I told you to get your index cards. Why did I tell you to do that? Because that is the challenge. Now, when you're done with all of your sentences and you want to do something challenging, which I know you do, you're going to take your index cards and you're going to write your own who words. So maybe you want to write your friend's name or your name or mom's name or dad's name or brother's name, sister's name, even a neighbor or even your cat or dog's name. You can come up with all the who cards that you would like on your index card. I know the first who card that I'm going to do is my little cousin, and their name is Jonathan. So I wrote Jonathan on my card, and now I'm going to add that to my who card. So I put them in a pile with all the who cards. So boys and girls, when you're done with all your sentences, use your index cards to create your very own who cards. And they can be anyone that you would like, or even a pet that you would like. So, or you can use your imagination and make up your own pets. Maybe even you would like a horse, and you don't have one right now, but you can name your horse. So, today's lesson, remember, is what makes a sentence? These are the directions if you need to go back and look. I enjoyed doing this lesson with you all today, and I hope that you enjoy continuing to make your sentences. Have a great day, boys and girls.